This is an old well. You know, it just takes a lot of babying to keep it going. It's really old, but it does provide water, and it provides clean water. At least visually clean, I should say. And then the Berkey takes out any other contaminants that might be in it. I've never tested it and don't think I need to, as long as I have the Berkey. So I run the well off my inverter down into shed, so it runs off solar panels, or I can run it off generator. All I got to do is go down to the solar panel and really just unplug, even on a cable like this. So just unplug it and plug it into the generator. I was running the well solely on the generator for probably the first 3 years we were here. And then I modified the solar panels and added a couple more and got another charge controller and a couple more batteries. And now I can run it off the solar panels pretty much exclusively. The thing is it takes so much electricity that you really got to run it on a sunny day. We've had such cloudy days for the last year. I mean, it's just now getting where it's sunny more consistently than it's not, you know, than it's cloudy. But for the last year, it's been really cloudy. So I got in kind of a habit of filling it only on sunny days. Well, I think that is one of the reasons I had to replace a battery on my battery bank this year, because I was filling it, and it would take, 45 minutes to fill the IBC tank because it was so low. Since the well is so old, it's pretty shallow. Also, it's filled up with sediment. So down there's only about 30 gallons of water. So you figure if I'm running water for 4 or 5 days out of the IBC tank, that, we're probably down 100 gallons. So, you're filling up 100 gallons, you're going to run this out of water, because the pump extracts water faster than the well can fill back up. And that's pretty much any well, actually, because I'm running this well differently than most. Most people have a pressurized tank, and you just fill that pressurized tank up. So the well fills it up just as fast as it can, shuts off. That gives the well time to fill back up. The well recovery rate is probably 3 gallons a minute, whereas the pump can pump 15 gallons a minute. I used to be in a habit of filling the IBC tank every day. I was able to just turn this up all the way, let the pump 15 gallons a minute, and shut it off before I used all the water in the well, that 30 gallons. But since it's been cloudy so much, I hadn't been doing that. I've been throttling this way down to 3 gallons a minute and just letting it sit there and run and run and run. And it takes all day. It's miserable. I absolutely hate filling the water now, because that's what I've been doing. I decided for some reason that was just, I'm just tired of doing it. So I turned this all the way up one day, and I filled the tank until it ran out of water. Or just, for 2 or 3 minutes I ran it, and then shut it off and filled it. Well, what I noticed is it doesn't take near as much electric, of course, to run this fast than slow. So you figure if I'm pumping 15 gallons a minute, it's going to take 2 minutes to fill up 30 gallons, or use 30 gallons. Or if I run at 3 gallons a minute, it's going to take 10 minutes to fill up 30 gallons. So that's what I've been doing, is every day now, whether it's cloudy or not, I've been running this for 2 minutes, filling up that tank every day. We don't use a lot of water, so let's just say we use 30 gallons a day or something like that. I run it every morning, and if it's cloudy, then I'm not using enough electricity to really cause a big problem. Maybe a slight more, and if it's cloudy, I'm already running the generator to charge the batteries. So while I'm charging the batteries, I just turn this on. It's made a huge difference, made my life a lot easier. Now when Carolyn's doing laundry, she uses about 40 gallons of water. There's 4 cycles to that wash machine, and each cycle takes 10 gallons of water. So what I've learned to do to make my life easier is, as soon as the wash machine fills up and shuts off the fill and starts agitating, I come out here, turn the water on to fill that IBC tank up. It fills up, I shut it off, and I wait till it drains that water out, fills up again, shuts off, starts agitating, and I come out here 4 times to fill that water. It's made life so much easier. And I don't really know why I didn't think of it before, if I just got out of habit. But what I do know is I was filling it every day. And then I got to where I was filling it maybe once a week because of the clouds. So I guess it was just, I got out of the habit because of the clouds. But when I realized it doesn't matter if it's cloudy, if I got to charge the battery bank anyways, what does it hurt to run the well for 2 minutes? I'm just going to have to charge it up, the batteries up just for that extra amount of electricity it used. So my life has become a lot easier, which is good because as lawnmower season rolls around, I got to be able to still do my chores and still be able to do the lawnmower stuff and still make my videos. So the less time I got to spend on that water. The problem is it's easy to forget. You're filling that water, you set the alarm and you walk away from it. You start working on this. Your alarm's in the house. It's going off, but you don't hear it because you're out here. And before you know it, you've just wasted, 100 gallons worth of water and you just dumped it on the ground because you forgot about it. Plus all that electricity that you used. If it's not sunny or it's partly cloudy, you're going to have a challenge. So it's just easier to come over here, just stop, let's say, well, this morning Carolyn started the laundry up. I heard the pump running and I was wondering, what is she doing? And then it occurred to me, oh, she's doing laundry. So I just came over here, just stopped what I was doing briefly, put the hose in and started filling up the well and or the pump, IBC tank I should say, and went back to work. And I just had to keep an ear out for each time that wash machine started running again, because I can hear the pump, filling up the wash machine. Now for those who don't know how my system works, so we have that IBC tank. I'll walk over here, and we fill it with the well, and it has an RV pump, electric RV pump, that pumps water into the house into an on-demand water tank. So here is the inside. Here is a plastic IBC tank. You can see here that we also have an external hose that we can use if I can find it. So you should be able to hear the pump turn on when I turn the water on. This hose is nice to have because in the wintertime I don't have to disconnect it. It doesn't break when it freezes because it's that stretchy hose. So I don't even have to deal with it. The other thing is I can just throw it inside the tank, and my tank is heated through ventilation that I got inside. I put a fan at the end of the ventilation right above the wood stove, and it blows hot air, warm air, into the IBC tank. So it helps keep that hose thawed out also. And then when that water comes in through an RV hose, you can see Carolyn did laundry. So this is our on-demand water heater. Probably hard to see. So we can turn on our water with this valve. You hear that click, and now the gas is kicked on. Let's see if we can get in here so you can see the flames. Should be able to see the flames there. So that's heating up the water. If we just want cold water, we just shut those flames off. That's all you got to do. That's 2 D batteries there. If I want it back on, then I can shut this off. I don't know if you can hear the pump winding down. Now, if we have a major leak or catastrophe and water's starting to spray out everywhere, I can come over here. And you're going to say, oh, this is completely unsafe, but it's not. This switch is hooked into a battery, a lawnmower battery actually, just below us. So you can't get electrocuted. Everything's completely safe. I just took the cover off because we've moved this around several times and the screws got stripped. So if I want to shut off the pump, all I got to do is shut that off. So now no electric's going to it. So I'll prove it. I'll come back over here and I'll turn it on. And now there's no water other than residual water. That's just gravity coming out. And so now we have like a safety mechanism. This is pretty nice. I'll show you how it works. I got to turn that water back on. If I built a regular house, I think I would use this little camping water heater. This doesn't have enough BTUs. The old one we had more BTUs. So if I ever replace this, I'll get the more expensive one. I was going cheap, but when the water is freezing cold, you know, down to 30s, it doesn't heat up. See, what we have here is we have the temperature gauge, so that controls how much flame goes through. This controls how much flow of water. So I can slow down the flow and leave the water being heated inside, because you're slowing the water down. It gets heated longer. So in the wintertime, we got to slow the flow down and turn the heat all the way up to get enough heat. So I would like to have full flow in the wintertime with, you know, however much heat it would take to heat that water up. But this one just doesn't do it. It's not strong. It does use less propane, I should say that, but it's just not strong enough. But I would use this in a regular house. So if I want to turn the water on, you can leave this connected, but we always disconnect this. We always drop that down so we can have cold water to fill our coffee or whatever, you know, coffee percolator. And so now I can adjust the flame, turn it down, turn it up, or I can adjust the flow. Let's see if I can show you the flow. Right now, there's the flow. But if I turn the flow down, turn it back up, I know a lot of people don't like our water system, and I don't know why. They don't have to use it. I really like it. I mean, I think it's just fantastic. I mean, you really think about it. We have a tiny house that works like a RV. And that's how it works, just like an RV. And this last winter, we survived. We got this little space heater, 70-watt space heater or something. I put it out there, and it kept the pipes warm, so we didn't freeze up. But that's our water system, and it has served us very well. Is it a little bit of work? Yeah, we got to do more work than most houses. And people seem to think that, you know, people talk about, you see this on Facebook. They show this cabin, and this is where I'd live the rest of my life. Yeah, with the modern conveniences, but you're talking no electric, and could you really go out there and fill your IBC tank every day? Well, I wouldn't do that. I'd make sure it was automatic. It'd fill up automatically. Well, if it filled up automatically, that means you can't take showers at nighttime, because you're going to use too much electricity for that well. In cloudy days, you wouldn't be doing anything. So my system, I can use water anytime I want. I think it's just a better system. So if you'll click this up next box, it will take you over to my other channel. I'd really appreciate it if you go over there. So if I can inspire you, keep it simple so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.